Hello, everyone. So today we are going to be talking about unicellular life versus multicellular life. And you can see here, unicellular means one cell, and we're going to get there in a bit. This is an example of something that's unicellular, and this is an example of something that is multicellular. Brief background about cells. Cells are the basic functional unit of all living things. If you're alive, you have cells. And all cells basically do the same thing. They convert food into energy, they make proteins, and they contain DNA that directs cell activity. So you can see here, this is an animal cell and this is a plant cell. And we'll get to that in a bit. A couple days on, but all living things are made up of cells. Quickly, we need to go through some root words. So uni means one. So some example words are unity, which means united as one. Uniform, which means identical as one. Multi means many. So for example, multiply means to increase by many. All right, so uni, one, multi, many. So unicellular life, one cell, means living things that are just one cell big. All right, so unicellular are living things that are one cell big. All life on Earth began as unicellular life. So some examples are, this is an amoeba, a bacteria, and yeast. So this is how all life began on Earth, just one cell big. Eventually, over time, that one cell evolved to become multicellular life, life that's made up of many cells. So some examples, humans, us, dogs, trees, flowers, multicellular life. So multicellular life and unicellular life are very, very similar. Even single-celled organisms exhibit those same characteristics of life. So we can compare an amoeba, remember this right here is an amoeba, and a tree. So remember, nutrition, eating food, is one of the characteristics of life. So amoebas do this really cool thing where they surround their food and like engulf it and take it in. Trees make their own food through photosynthesis. Growth, amoebas are going to get bigger just like we do, and then eventually they're going to stop growing just like we do. Trees, remember, trees grow taller and wider. Reproduction, amoebas reproduce asexually, which means they only reproduce with one parent. You can see a picture of that here. Basically, we start off with one parent, and at the end of the process, we have two new cells. Trees also reproduce. They make little tree babies. The pollen from one tree lands on another tree's flowers, and that makes seeds, and seeds are just baby trees. Regulation, or responding to changes in the environment. Amoebas are actually going to move around if there's too much or too little light. And trees, they're going to control how much water they take in through their roots. Release waste. So amoebas, just the same way they engulfed the food for their waste, they're just going to kind of like spit it out. They're just going to spit it out through their cell membranes. Trees release their waste through their leaves. So both amoebas and trees carry out all of the characteristics of life, even though this one is just one cell and a tree is made up of a bunch of cells. Really quickly, I want to go over photosynthesis. So this is how plants get food. So here's the plant here. The plants are going to take in carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight, and it's going to make oxygen and this thing called glucose. Glucose is just sugar, and it's food for the plant. So this is how plants make their food. Cellular respiration, this is how all living things, plants, animals, doesn't matter, bacteria, this is how all living things turn food into energy. We'll get to this in a little bit later when we talk about cell parts, but this is a mitochondria. Basically, our cells take in glucose and oxygen and release water, energy, and carbon dioxide. So the glucose, remember, is sugar. And this is how we turn our food into energy. And all living things do this. All right, so I want you guys, to complete the Google Slides for today. And I'm going to show you really quickly how to do that. All right, so this is up on Google Classroom. And basically what I want you to do, it's just a drag and drop. So you're going to match each box with where you think it should go. All right, so you're just going to drag and drop the boxes into these gray squares here, wherever you think they should go. Then you're going to do the same thing for cellular respiration. You're going to drag and drop these words into the boxes. And the same thing for photosynthesis. You're going to drag and drop these words into the boxes. If you need to rewatch this video, rewatch it. All right, rewatch the video and find the answers. All right, I will see you all in person tomorrow. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.